Awesome, awesome. So yeah, so welcome again. We're so honored to have you, and I'm really excited just to hear what you've got to say, and I hope you guys have your pen and paper ready. And so Barb, I'll just go ahead and turn it over to you.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm really happy to be on here. I just feel like I'm part of your guys' team as well, just because we see each other quite a bit, some of us, and I love spending time with my Leah and Trina quite often at conference, and some regionals. And just really enjoy spending time with them as well. So I just thought maybe I'd just share a little bit of my story. My journey with Juice Plus started 14 years ago, and my mom bought it for me. And I went, Mom, I don't need Juice Plus. I eat lots of fruits and vegetables. I don't need that. But I took it because my mom bought it. And oh my gosh, like for me, it was such a, she just started me on a health path is what she did. And so I'm very grateful for that. And I love the way I feel. I just love the way I feel. And I just feel like I have the energy I had when I was chasing kids around, and now I have 2 little grandsons, and they were here today, and I'm just like, oh, I'm glad for that energy because they're busy. So I absolutely love that. And so I'm very grateful that I got started that way. And my family, the weakest link in my family is actually heart disease. And my mom's mom died of a heart attack in her 50s. And my mom had a flatline, had a heart attack in her 50s. Now, she survived that, thankfully, but we spent hours in emergency rooms and doctors and, oh, you name it. And one week we went to emergency every day. It was just like, oh. So for me, I just realized that I really needed to make sure I took care of my own health. And I just went, I'm responsible for my health. So I wasn't always the best eater, and I didn't always do things the way I should. And so I changed some of my lifestyle. I changed some of my eating habits. I still like wine and I still like cheesies, but I changed some of that. And I just wanted to be the best person I could be. And Juice Plus added to my nutrition. And I really, I feel very grateful that I'm through my 50s. And it didn't happen to me in my 50s. So, and you know what? Call it vanity. I don't know, but I would hope that there's a little vanity in everybody. But I just want to look good, feel good, and just enjoy life the best that I can, right? And I just feel like I'm doing that. I really feel like Juice Plus has been my safety net, and it's also been a catalyst for changing my health journey for sure. Because I know that my daughter and I were talking today how she's feeding her kids, and I'm just like, whoa, so different than the way I fed my kids, right? But we just learned so much. And so it was a good health journey. So that's kind of my product story. And for my business, I absolutely wasn't looking for a business at all. I was working in the school system, so I was working with special needs, and I love working with the kids. But you know, I love Juice Plus, and so I just shared it with people. And then they started to share it with people, and before you knew it, I actually ended up with a business unfolding that I didn't expect. And I love this business. I love so many parts of this business, the people, the travel, the friendships I've made, the changing of lives. And what it means is that it's helped me take care of my family, but it also, I could give back because I was actually making a difference in other people's health. And so I love that. I love that I could give back. I love that I could make a difference in people's health and their wealth, actually. So for me, that's been, I guess it just feeds my passion as well. So then my husband and I, of course, were reaching those retirement years, you know, and as you're reaching those, you think things like, oh my gosh, you know, did we put enough money away for the length of time that we think we're going to live? And then, you know what, that's a kind of a morbid thought, but it's true. It's true. Retirement people don't know when they should retire because they don't know. And we also did things like, oh yeah, we'll do that when we retire. Oh yeah. Over when we retire. My husband, he did that all the time. And I'm just like, oh my word, we're going to be the busiest people in the world when we retire. But some people put it off and they don't actually get the opportunity to do the things that they want to when they retire. So we had a couple things turn in our lives that we kind of put us on that path of, yeah, maybe we do need to retire. So we had a really good friend that had a massive stroke, and that just changed her whole life. She was in her 50s. Well, she was 50 actually. And it just changed her life financially, physically, emotionally. Like it was just, and the one thing that I realized for them is they didn't have anything. They didn't have anything to take care of them in that situation. And I remember standing in that hospital room, and it was like a thunderbolt of lightning, booming voice. You know how you get that kind of coming in sometimes? And it was just like, everyone needs a plan B in their life, everyone. And I'm just like, oh, I get goosebumps even still when I think about that. And that's a few years ago now. And they didn't have that. They didn't have that plan B. And you just don't know when things are going to throw that curveball at you. And so about, I don't know, it's 5 or 6 years ago, my husband, we actually had a curveball thrown our way. My husband had prostate cancer. And that just gives you a whole new twist on retirement and life and that kind of thing. And so he did retire. He retired from the oil and gas industry. And so that retired his paycheck, and it retired our medical insurance. And we just feel really blessed that this Juice Plus business that I started 14 years ago, and I started it as a second income plan B, didn't even realize I was starting a plan B, but it is now our plan A. And that little business that I started has become this NMD business. And so of course it covers our medical insurance because you get that with your NMD. And also my paycheck more than covered his oil and gas paycheck. So bonus, that was awesome. But what this business has allowed for us, it's allowed us just time freedom, and it's allowed financial stability and the opportunity to do whatever we choose. And Hank worked really hard to put away things for our retirement. He absolutely did that. And sometimes I ask myself, would we be doing what we're doing now without the Juice Plus business? And like, would we be going wherever we want to, or would we be trading in our motorhome and all those kinds of things? And I'm just like, we might have still been second guessing ourselves, because I still feel pretty young yet. So I still have to have money till the end of the line. And so, yeah, so I think that we were very lucky because we traded in our motorhome. We got a 40-foot diesel pusher, and we got a lot in the States. And so now we're snowbirds. And what an amazing life. Like, I'm just like, I love traveling and meeting people, and I love still sharing about Juice Plus everywhere. And so I just love what our life has become with that. And what it's allowed us to do is always say yes for our kids, our grandkids, and for us. We can just do whatever we choose. I kind of like that. That feels pretty good for us. So that's kind of my story about Juice Plus. I just thought maybe I would share a few other things that I really noticed in my business that stood out. And if anybody knows me, they know that my word is believe. I love that word. It's everywhere. It's probably, I don't know, it's maybe behind me even. I love that word. Some people say, oh, so-and-so is my person. Well, that could be, but believe is my word. So, and I use it a lot, and I love it because I just think that it just holds some real true meaning for me. And in this business, you have to believe that you can. Believe that you can do it. And you know what? I just feel like we are just, and I just get goosebumps, and my stomach gets all jiggly because I think we are just embarking on a whole new eruption right now in this business. It's just bubbling at the surface. And every few years that happens, and it just inspires you and gets you reconnected, and it gives you a kickstart to believe you can. And right now, I'm just like, I think that's where we're at right now. It's pretty exciting. And so are you guys living your dream? Like, is your dream possible for you? So what if? And I want you to just think for a moment, if you had all the money, all the resources, all the time, what would you want to be doing? What would you love to be doing? Just think about that for a second.
What would you love to be doing? Where would you want to be? Who would you want to be with? And do you believe you can? You guys, you so can do it. It's so possible for everybody to do it. Absolutely, just so possible. So, so a few of my little tips and tricks and some of the reflections I have, because I mean, we all have ups and downs and bumps and lumps, and we all learn by experience for sure. And it's not always a smooth track for sure, but there are things that are really important. And one of the things, and we hear it all the time, is make sure you know what your why is. And the Freedom Revolution, oh my word, that's such a great resource for getting your steps in. And if you're having trouble with your story or thinking about your story, that's a great place to go to get to manage how to get your story so you can get it concise and short and to the point. And mine was a little longer than usual tonight. It just, you get traveling on. But so I always say, what is it when you signed up to get your Juice Plus? What is it that you thought would change in your life? You think, oh, maybe it will help with this. What was that? And when you did take the product, did it make a difference for you? Like, that's your story. And that's your product story. And so I always say, put some personal stuff in there, because we can easily say, oh, I needed fruits and vegetables, and it made sense to me, and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Everybody needs fruits and vegetables. So make something in your story that people can connect to, whether it's now I'm talking out of the top of my head again. But something like, if you, one of your kids has issues, or if you had an issue, and it made a difference for you, share that, and share what, say if you have an illness and it hasn't allowed you to play with your kids anymore, or you're too tired to do that, or you aren't able to. One for sure that keeps coming to my mind is I have a friend that has MS, and it made a difference to her life. She couldn't get out of bed. Her husband had to carry her to the washroom. And the difference it made for her is you would hardly know that she has MS. So if it has something for you, make sure you put some personal into it so people can connect to you. And so when I talk about the business story, I always go, what is it in your life that you imagined for your life when you signed that distributor up? What is it? What vision of possibility did you think? What was going on in your life that maybe you wanted to change? Maybe it's, your kids have to go to the sitter every day, or your husband has to go away to work, or you have no money, or you have no time for holidays. You can't work that in. Like, what was it that was making you sad that you really would like to change? And so people still are having trouble trying to figure out their story. This is one thing that sometimes I do is I'll say, okay, so, because we do sometimes get complacent in the business and go, I don't really even know. But if I was to say to you, I'm going to take this business away from you tomorrow, what's the first thing that would pop into your mind that you would miss? And sometimes it's money, sometimes it's a community, sometimes it's the friendships. There's so many reasons. But whatever popped into your head first is probably what your why is. And then you can work your story around that. And I went to a Tony Robbins, just a one-dayer of his, and his big thing was action is the most important key steps to success. And it is so, so true. He stood right in front of us, and oh my goodness, we were in the flying spit zone. He is so powerful. And it's just like, yes, okay, we're going to get some action going. So it was good. But there's a few things that really stand out for me in this business that you have to be, I think. And one of them is being authentic. I just think you need to be you. And people love us for just exactly who we are, whatever you are. People like you because you are you, and we don't need to try to be anyone else. So that's always the tip I always say is just forget about comparing yourself to other people. What you see on someone else's highlight reel is probably just a highlight reel. You just need to dig into yourself and look at who you are and what do you stand for and what do you believe in. Makes you very, very authentic. And for me, integrity and authenticity is just like, they're my highest values. Anybody that went through the Brené Brown, anyway, those two are my highest ones. And I truly believe you can't go wrong if you're being yourself. I'm usually the same all the time. I cry at commercials that are sad. I do it in front of the room. I'm the same no matter where I am. Ask Trina or Leah, I do that. Because I think that people get to know you and they take the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? They know where they stand with you. And I think that's such a great thing for people to be their own self, for sure. And we don't have to practice being ourselves because we are ourselves. And so then you can practice doing something else. And so just if for a second, I just want you to sit and think about what it is about you, the qualities that you have. You have probably amazing qualities that you don't feel are amazing. And just think about like who you are. Are you a quiet person? Are you an outgoing person? Are you funny? Do you laugh lots? Do you have bigger goals and that really are sitting under the surface? Go out and share your Juice Plus with that kind of passion. Use some of your own personality to actually share your Juice Plus. Some people are funny, right? So they say things that are just funny, but that's their personality, so it comes off great. So use those kinds of things when you're sharing about Juice Plus. And I always think, have the courage to be of service to others and just invest in other people. It's really just not about us. It doesn't work to be about us, but it does work to be about someone else. And I just recently, I was listening to a friend tell her story about her cancer scare and how this person had the courage to talk to her about Juice Plus. And that changed the path of her whole family. And that person that was sharing didn't know that they had cancer in their family, CF, diabetes, autoimmune, and it changed the path for that whole family. And you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. You just don't know. So have that kind of courage to share with people. And you just maybe be handing them a safety net that they really, really needed. And being in gratitude, we have to be very, very thankful for wherever we are in the business, wherever we are, because you're changing lives everywhere, and be thankful for that, and thankful for the people that are also sharing alongside of you. And sometimes we can get down on, this isn't working, but there are so many things that are working. We need to be on that side of the gratefulness for sure. So in my kitchen, I have a sign that says, everything happens for a reason, you just have to believe. And I truly believe that everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to. It just happens the way it's supposed to. Sometimes we don't know why it happens, and we just think, oh my goodness, what is the reason for that? But sometimes those reasons come up later, and then you go, oh, that's why that happened, because things got even better. So we have to believe in that. So, and focus. You know what? If we're focusing on our business, just think, if you had a 300,000 franchise or something that you had to get off the ground, would you be going, yeah, I'll take care of that next week? Not. You take care of it right away, because you need to do to be able to reach the goals that you need to do. And it's the same in your Juice Plus business. So you have to give that focus, and you have to give it determination. And if you do that, you can just absolutely live the life of your dreams. You absolutely can. There's no sky on this one, for sure. And often I hear, I'm just too busy. But you know what? Busy people are really organized. They do their business on the fly. They do their follow-ups waiting for kids at the bus station. They wait, or bus stop. They wait. They send out their messages at lunchtime. They just get it organized into their day, because no matter who we are, we always make time for things that are important. Always. If we just need that cup of coffee at Starbucks or whatever, that's important enough. We take the time to do it. And that would just take a couple of minutes and you would have had messages out. So it does take commitment and it does take sacrifices. But you guys, it's so totally worth it in the end. It totally is. It does give you that life. And now, we have so many tools. Like there's all the videos and the calls and the stories to share. And now they've just released the new mission-driven model. And it's just like, wow, we just have so many tools to use and we just need to utilize them. And sometimes we just get bogged down with all the stuff, but pick out some things that you love to use and use those tools. And share from your heart. I always say to distributors, when you're talking to people, especially when you're talking to people about product, I always go back to my friend with MS because there's a lot of people with autoimmune diseases. And so if I hear something or at something, I'll even write it down in my little book. And when I see those people, I'll say, you're the first person I thought of. I actually wrote you down in my book because when I heard this person's story, it's so affected me because I could think of you and I just would love to share that story with you. And would it be something that you'd be open to? And people are often, they'll say yes, for sure. Like they just do. But you just have to think of them and just how much you care about them, because that's really, if they think you're thinking about them and caring about them and you're not even in their space, then they're so much more open to the information that you're going to give. And of course, if we need assistance, and that's so hard sometimes for us to ask for, if we're not in the right spot or we're stuck or we're just not sure what to do next, reach out. You have great leaders. Leah and Trina are here to lead you for sure, and they're awesome, and they'll help you every step of the way. So be sure to do that. The other thing is that we have to be open to receive the assistance as well. So, but for sure, reach out. This is, I find, the best community in the whole world, and just the best, and everybody's there for everyone else, and everybody works together, and they're there for all of you too. So for sure, reach out. So we just had our regional event in Camrose in Sherwood Park, and we had Dr. Carol Watson there, and it was an awesome event, and events are so powerful. I never miss them unless somebody's got me tied down somewhere, because they're just so amazing what you learn at them. And they also, what I find is they always kind of give you a breath of new life in there. So Dr. Carol, and for me, it was the one thing that stood out is she really spoke about her family's heart disease. And well, I have heart disease in my family too, but that stood out to me. So sometimes if people have issues with that, you can say, like, oh my goodness, she was speaking about heart disease, and I'd love to share with you what she said to a family that's dealing with heart disease. There's lots of them out there that are dealing with heart disease, and they usually will say yes. They'd like to hear the more information, for sure. So having just doing something every day for your business makes a huge, huge difference. Like just talking to someone every day. I like that 2 by 2 by 2, where you talk to 2 new people, 2 existing customers, 2 distributors, and 2 prospects. And even if it's just 1 a day, just do some little thing for your business every single day, and your business absolutely will grow. And if you have new distributors, make sure you keep in touch with them. Sometimes they're nervous and scared, and you just have to be their security blanket for a while and just hook up with them and keep them, be the pickup if things go astray or whatever. And I find that if you have distributors under you and the person above them isn't working, or life's happened to them, reach out to those people. Like I revived a lady just a couple of days ago that had totally stopped doing everything. And I said, I miss you. I miss you as a friend. I miss you as a business partner. And it revived her. So sometimes we just have to reach out and show some love to them, for sure. So I would hope that you're all ready for your dream life. I'm sure that there's so many things. It's just a wonderful life, for sure. And the one thing I would say is make sure you do something it doesn't start tomorrow. It doesn't start next week. It actually starts today. So I would, after our call tonight, I would make sure I wrote down something that you were going to do in the morning, or send a little message out to someone and just get it started, because for sure it will make a difference in your business. And we have such a gift in our hand with this business, and this product is a huge gift, and it just needs time and focus for sure. And I'm a strong, huge believer in law of attraction, huge believer in that. And I just think you are what you think. If you think you can't do it, you're right. If you think you can do it and you believe you can, you're absolutely right. And I always say, sit in the driver's seat. Don't look in that review mirror. Those things are in the past. Just sit in that mirror, sit in that car and look now, because this is the things that are happening now. And what you do now ends up being what's in your future. So being in that driver's seat and not looking back, you're going to move forward for sure. I always do vision boards. I'm a huge vision board person now, but I wasn't always a vision board. And I'm going to share this story with you. When I first did a vision board, I was going for SSC, and I had no idea how it was going to happen. I was working at it, but I thought, well, I'm going to try these vision boards. I don't know whether they really work or not. So anyway, I dug a cardboard out of my husband's shirt, and I put a little one on. It was just a little one. I just needed what I needed for the business and put the dates on it and stuff. And by golly, I made it to SSC, and I thought, oh, well, that worked pretty good. But could have been a fluke. So then right after conference, I thought, okay, well, I'll try another one. So I got busy and I made another one, and I cut out the words, "It's in the bag," and I put it at the top of my vision board. Not typically words I would use, but I did it. Anyway, I put that vision board away. I didn't pull it out anywhere. My husband never saw it. No one saw that vision board. I put it away. I didn't even look at it. And about a week before my deadline for what I was trying to do for QNMD, Mark Hare phoned me, and he said, "Barb, it's in the bag. Don't worry about it. It's in the bag." And I'm just like, and I can still feel that, right? Because it was just like, whoa, these things are really powerful when you put that intention out there and put it on paper. So I'm a huge supporter of vision boards for sure. Very huge supporter. Caitlin Field, she actually just posted something the other day, and I'm just going to read this for you, but it's, your thoughts become your words become your actions become your reality. The way you live out reality is the person you become and the environment you create. It all starts with your thoughts. And I thought, ooh, that's pretty powerful. I really like that. So I think you have to think about what you want in 5 years or 6 months or a year. You know, it's so doable for most anything that you wanted to do in the business. It just takes your time and focus. And the last thing I'd just like to share a little bit with you is I truly believe, I was going to get that picture ready, and I didn't do that. Just give me a second. I will get it. Well, that was silly. Well, it's going to be really small now because I can't get my phone to go sideways. I don't know whether you can even see it. Can you see it? Maybe not. I'll work on it. Anyway, I can send it to you. I believe everybody in this world deserves abundance. And because what abundance does for you is it's just, maybe it means spending more time with your family, more travel, time to do whatever you want to do. It can be anything. But we have to be open to receive that abundance. And so sometimes we're blocking that. So like you may have fear of success or fear of failure or unworthiness. There's so many reasons, right, that we block that. And there's an affirmation that I say every single day. And that's the picture I was going to show you. But I am open to receive abundance in all forms, now and always. And abundance will come to everyone if they ask, and you have to be open to receive. And if you choose to do this affirmation, you have to say it 31 days in a row. You can't skip a day and go, oh, well, I'll do it twice. Nope, you have to go back and start over again and do it 31 days in a row, because it's really a powerful affirmation. And I made it even more powerful. This picture I was trying to show you was, it just shortly after my mom passed away, I went to an event, and on my way home, there was this huge double rainbow and sky, and I just felt like it was the rain and everything was just a new beginning, and my mom was watching over me and stuff. And so I made my affirmation onto this picture. And every time I look at it, it just makes it more powerful. And I just feel like there's more abundance to it. And I can send you a picture so you can actually see it. It's too bad. I had it earlier today, and now my phone won't turn. So
I can send it off to them.
Sure, absolutely. I'll send it out to you. So anyway, at the conference, actually it was Sandy that asked me, she said, what do you have on your bucket list? What else do you have that you want to do? And I went, you know what? I realized in that moment that I'm living my dream. I couldn't think of anything else that I really wanted to do. So that's what this business has done for me. And we just went through a qualifiers day. It was awesome. Just everybody getting to the places that they were wanting to, and everybody's working, and it's really cool. And I truly, truly believe that I am building a legacy for generations to come, changing taste buds, for molding kids, their tasting and their health and stuff in people's lives, and also legacy for wealth as well. And so I really feel like I'm doing that. This afternoon, I pulled a card. I love Lauren Slocum's I Am cards. And so this afternoon, I pulled one for your team. And the card that showed up was, I am magical. And that's so true, you guys. So it says, I am magical. I am mysterious. I am unique. And I'm committed to being the mystical wonder everyone is trying to figure out, but no one can. I will use my positivity and genuine demeanor to lure others into my whirlwind of awesomeness. But I will never reveal my secret, because the secret, the magic ingredient, is simply me and who I have chosen to become. I am magic. So thank you guys so much for honoring me. Let me share my story, and I just feel blessed with the time I get to spend with you. It's been awesome, and you have a great role models for leaders, and you know what? You just have to believe you can, because you definitely can live the life of your dreams. Absolutely. Thank you.
Oh, that was so awesome. Thank you so much. I'm sure the rest of you guys, I took 2 pages of notes. So thank you so much. I just love your words of wisdom. And, you know, I love literally sitting there thinking about, if you took, if I were to say that I was going to take your Juice Plus away, you know, what would be the thing that you miss? And the first thing I thought it was community. I love, love, love our team. Our team, I just feel like, you know, we're friends. And the people that I didn't know very well, and the girls, you know, that didn't know each other, we've just become this group of people that we just really love on each other. And of course, we love this mission as well. So my top 2 values are authenticity and community. So that was just like the first thing that popped up. And I love what you said about, well, I love everything you said, but, you know, the more I think of the goals and the dream, the more I feel that the pictures really become clearer. You know, if I'm having a bad moment and I'm thinking, you know, oh, I get a little frustrated, I literally end up with like this tunnel vision. At the end, I just see NMD, like, you know. And so I love what you said about that, and manifesting it and really visualizing it. And the more that we do that, of course, you know, the clearer the pictures are going to be. And that's really exciting, you know. I'm sure, like you wake up with your hair on fire, and I feel the same way. Like, you know, we wake up before our alarm clock, and
yeah. One thing I would say about vision boards is make sure you put dates on it and years, because otherwise they will happen, but they'll happen in infinity. You never know when they're going to happen. So make sure you put dates on it so that the universe knows when you want to have it for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And so I would love to leave them with just one last like tip from a 100 Club member. If you had to give like one tip, what would it be for the people that are really going after their dreams, that are really saying yes to this business?
I think probably just believing you can, but also making it about other people. I think that that's the key. And quite often we get so focused on our goals, but sometimes when we focus on helping our other team members get to their goals, we get to our goals. And so that when the focus is on someone else, it just feels so good because you're helping other people, but you're getting to where you want to be when you're helping them.
Oh, that's a wonderful tip. Thank you. So I know we're a little over our time. I don't know if anybody has any questions for Barb. So if you guys have any questions, I would say just go ahead and unmute yourself and don't be shy.
Quiet.
I know. What's happening? You guys weren't this quiet at conference.
Well, I could listen to you, Barb, all the time. So, and I have to tell you guys, I did a coaching course, and it was very similar to Brené Brown, but they asked to pick one inspirational leader that has come into my life, and it was Barb. It was Barb. You know, I've had lots of bosses and lots of leaders, but it's very rare to come across somebody as authentic and caring as Barb, and, you know, willing to help and put herself out there. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking your time, Barb, and coming with us.
Yes, thank you so much. And just one more quick congratulations to Vina, who expressed track to sales coordinator. And, you know, we never wanted to discount the work that we do here. Some people, you know, had one new customer this month, or some people had 5. But collectively, what we do as a team, what we're doing for this world is really making a difference. So go out there and keep on doing what you're doing. And thank you again, Barb. Thank you, Team Aspire, for being on and just being really present. And thank you so much. So have a wonderful night, and we'll see you next month. Bye, everyone.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Good night.